Hello and
Hello.
welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Well, I don't know where that came from. Hello.
Hello and welcome. How's it going?
It's going.
I saw some stuff you were talking about. You had an Xbox die
I may have had two Xboxes die.
today.
Yeah. Well, I mean, potentially today, potentially weeks ago, months ago. I don't actually know. It's an unfortunate situation. So my first Xbox that I got, which I got, in the grand scheme of things, not all that long ago. I got it the year that I did the Grab by the Ghoulies review.
Yeah.
And it's a 1.6, the kind that does not need the clock capacitor removed in theory. And it stopped turning on once, like a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And it was, I don't know the extent of the recapping, but it was recapped to some extent and it worked again. I mean, I have to confess, I don't dislike the Xbox or anything, but it is not one of my more used systems. It's,
It's just
and
not.
so it's just not one of my more used systems. And I don't love the S controller or the Duke, so when I can play a original Xbox game on like a current gen console, I prefer to do that. But so yeah, I finished doing my setup as I was doing on the bonus stream last night, and uh I finished wiring everything. I tested every console except the Xbox. It just would not power on. And I was like, okay. Well, I have another Xbox that I bought a while back as just a backup. Now, I thought that it was actually one that did need a clock capacitor removed.
Right. And that's like
I,
is that the 1.6 or is it like
before
the
1.6.
1.6?
Supposedly, though, apparently a very small number of 1.4s have the same capacitor as the 1.6s. But anyway, I thought it was, and I'd just been sleeping on doing anything about it. Well, I thought, let me see, like, what's wrong? Is it the power? Like, I tried two power cords on my other Xbox. It wasn't powering on. I'm like, okay, what's the deal here? So I grabbed the other Xbox, and as soon as I plug it in, I hear a pop and like a sizzle sound. I'm like, immediately pull the cord out.
Yeah.
And
Although, it's probably the damage is already done at that point, or is it?
well, so I'm thinking, like I shouldn't have been. Like I was thinking, like if I was ever going to make that my main Xbox, I would get it fully, recapped and really refurbished and stuff. I thought, let this be a lesson to you kids. Don't sit on the clock capacitor. Like I thought, it'd be fine just to test it out because I think I tested it out before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I open it up. Turns out it is a 1.6 with it's got the good, the gold colored capacitor that's supposed to be the good ones. Now, some people in the Discord were saying that they had heard that supposedly 1.6s have worse other capacitors than other Xboxes. So yeah, I don't know what that was. Was it capacitor pop and sizzle? Is that system totally bad? It could somehow the outlet on the I'm plugging it into on my surge protector be bad? That sounds really unlikely.
Yeah.
But
maybe it's just like the power supply and it died for something. Maybe.
I mean, power supply would be probably the best case scenario, assuming it didn't. Because I opened it up, everything inside looked fine.
Yeah.
As far as to my untrained eye. And yes, I know that like in 1.6s, you know, some games can't have 480p, but let's be honest, I'm going to be playing Panzer Dragoon Orta on my Series X anyway.
Yeah, but you need to have a working Xbox just for
I
comparison.
need to have a I need to have a working Xbox, period. Yeah, and you know, original Xbox backwards compatibility is not in a good situation. I've got more, you know, on Xbox for Xbox 360, I've got more games that I can play on current gen than not. Like I've only got like maybe 4 360 games
Right.
that can't be played on current gen. Original Xbox, I've got like, I don't know, like 6 or maybe 8 original Xbox games that I can play on current gen, and like I don't know, 12 or so it looks like that. I'm looking at my shelf from here that it looks like I don't have a huge Xbox library. But yeah, I mean I mean, you know, like I say, it's like it's not a system I use a lot, mostly because I don't have a lot of games for it, and you know, I didn't have it back in the day, but like you know, especially yeah, I mean, considering what we do, like I need a working Xbox, and now I'm all like, oh, I am just having horrible luck.
Sometimes you just have one of those days where you can't catch
Well,
a break.
everything went great. You know, my setup is functioning and working great. You know, all I need is that new audio amp. So I can test out the audio, and you know everything else is great. Everything's working great. But the Xbox kind of had to rain on my day.
Well, you know, maybe you can take it to like Video Game World or something like that, and they can look at it. Someone was just saying that it might. Ethan Finnegan was saying the solder on the power supplies gets dried out and disconnects sometimes, and would explain the sound.
Oh, that would explain a pop and sizzle sound.
Yeah, so it's possible you can try.
I mean, you know, if
I would do, I think what you should do, you opened it up to look at the capacitor, right?
Oh yeah.
Can you like take the board out?
Like all the way out?
Yeah.
I mean, I could. It'd be a few extra steps.
Well, what I would do then is I would take it, you know, very slowly into the other room and put it down on the carpet and start rubbing it back and forth. You see if that does anything to it.
Come here, Sandy. Let's say hello.
Then you can, you know, try it. Then you got to put it all completely back together perfectly and very carefully and see if it turns on. And then you've spent your entire night doing that for something that would definitely not fix it.
I feel that needs to be your new thing. Like that's when you put on your Chris from Classic Gaming Quarterly sort of
get real serious about it. Like I'm going to actually say something that makes sense.
And then you just say, and then you need to rub it really hard on the carpet.
Just like Bear Electronics specifically on the carpet. Oh man!
Eddie's looking at us, laughing on the TV and barking at us, or the 1440p monitor.
But yeah, you're in that room, in your retro room now. Yeah, I was just saying I had to really move the screen capture on because you're like right at the very edge. You're about as far to the edge as you could be without being halfway off.
This is, you know, a full-length couch, and you know, it's the camera is positioned to capture the full couch, you know, for multiplayer on backloggery streams, but for now it's just me sitting in the corner. So yeah, I have to zoom it in a bit. It's not ideal. It's actually, you know, we were talking about I wonder if I can turn on the NDI to show it to you. I think it's kind of funny.
I see that William is asking, do you recently rewire your setup? And yeah, that's we did it like a bonus, like an extra stream last night because Try was doing it, and it was just.
Yeah, well,
I was like, we need to do stuff like that more often because it's just it's fun just to hang out and talk about stuff. You know, I guess if it was on Twitch, it would be categorized under just chatting. You know, with like the coffee cup. But you know, if we're just like kind of working on something, it's just fun to hang out and do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I did because I changed the furniture that my analog systems were on. Hang on, I'm trying to see if I can. Why is my? There it is. There it is. That's not quite right.
I see the GameCube box and the PS2 Slim box in the side of your face.
Okay, I need to swap the camera. You
can see your cheek. There it is.
Here we go. I just wanted to show because I thought it was funny. You know, people were talking about this old clock that everyone had, and I mounted the webcam like it's like resting on the grooves on the top of it.
Oh, it's the C920.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the C920. I like it.
So I thought that was funny.
It's very easy to tell when it's turned on.
I'm going to get. IKEA didn't have the doors that I wanted for this Besta unit. They didn't have the ones I wanted in stock, so it was just as well to not have the doors while I was like wiring everything anyway. So
yeah.
And by the way, people do not need to be alarmed. I installed.
There's the
they're hard to see there,
disclaimer.
But exhaust fans for the systems that.
Yeah.
I don't think the Dreamcast really needs it, but I have an extra fan anyway. And this is where the poor Xbox is supposed to go next to the Wii, and I had that fan right behind its exhaust. But it's
maybe what if it's accidentally like blowing hot air in? Maybe that's
it's not.
I obviously I know.
I had to reverse it actually. I had to when I got those fans for my previous furniture actually, and I had to reverse it, to ensure that because it was actually intended. The fans were intended to be installed like the outside of an entertainment unit,
right,
and then take cool air in. So I had to like open it up and reverse the fan so that it became an outtake fan.
Okay. I see that. I want to say, like, Zane's dad says, you should record yourself editing a video. Then after the video is released, have a follow-up stream where you talk about how you edited things and why. I think on our Twitch, I did a few like editing streams last summer. Like I did some where I was editing and some where I was like shooting B-roll. I think those should be still on our Twitch. I don't know if I exported those out to the channel, and if I haven't, maybe I should.
You know what I think would actually probably be fun. Like we could do we could just do some like live commentary on like recently released videos.
Yeah.
And like we can like pause it and like rewind back, you know, as we wanted to talk about things. Like why not?
Yeah, that's John and Audie have been doing that with their DF Retro stuff.
Oh,
they've been doing that for their patrons.
I saw that. I forget which one I saw, but I saw them do that for one. It might have been one of the PlayStation ones.
Yeah, that one. I did it several days in a row. Anyway, so I'm gonna be playing some Cotton Reboot tonight, and then I'll probably take the time and just maybe play some games that I have yet to boot up. Oh, you're like way off to the side now, but I can probably fix that. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can fix that. I can make it a little bit better by doing that. All right. So this Cotton Reboot was sent actually as a review code. This is the Switch version, but I have purchased the PS4 version, like just myself, because I wanted a physical copy.
Where'd you get it from?
I just got it Amazon. It's like, yeah.
Aren't there a couple of like new Cotton games?
Yes, there is one that is, I think it's out like in October, that includes Cotton 2 and Cotton Boomerang. And then like that's a compilation, and then there's another one coming out, but that's like, it's like a whole new game.
Okay.
So
Jeremy Rutt, the fans, it is AC Infinity that I was just like searching, like I was like thinking, like I didn't think such a product existed, and I just ended up finding it on some Google searches. I was like just trying to figure out if there was some way I could install like a PC fan into like an entertainment unit, and then I was like, oh, there is literally that exact thing. I don't know if there. I mean, AC Infinity is the only one I even know of. So yeah, I think it's pretty neat. I have not yet decided though how I'm going to power them into new furniture though. Previously I had one behind the Wii, behind the Xbox, and behind the PS2. But now like the Xbox and Wii are kind of next to each other, so they share a fan. But the I was able to just power it straight off of the PS2 and the Wii. Just like when I turn them on, the fan turns on. But it's the weirdest thing to me that the Xbox of all systems doesn't have a USB port. Like, how does PS2 have USB and Xbox doesn't? Like, what?
I don't know.
But yeah, I have not decided yet. Because I think I'm going to really have to turn them on manually. I might. Jeremy, is there like a main control system that I can like plug the 3 fans into, or something? Because I might look into that, because I've not decided. Like I've got the fans installed, but there's like some USBs on my surge protectors behind them that I can plug them into for now, but I want to come up with a good way to turn them on. So is this a brand new game? This is
it's a remake of, or an arranged version of the first game, but it also has the X68000 version on here as playable too. But what's really weird, and maybe we can figure it out together. And like I'll play some of the X68000 after, and it has an option for like different resolutions, but I have no idea how you change them. The big thing here is that it has unlimited continuous, so you can just like credit feed all the way through, like from the start. So we'll see the whole game today, and that's kind of, some people might like that, but I also feel that that's kind of a waste at times. I generally prefer games where, like, at least especially shooters, where you get like maybe an extra continue for every hour that you play, because I think that encourages you to get better at it. Yeah. And then you end up kind of surprising yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the ideal setup for these kinds of games.
Yeah.
I guess it sounds like Henry Clark uses AC Infinity as well. So plug mine to a USB hub and have it on voice controller outlet. I've never tried a voice controller outlet. Do you have that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I have 2 smart outlets. I barely ever use like voice control. The only thing that I use like my Alexa for is to like turn on all the stuff in the morning. I have I say something to it and it turns on the lights down here in the basement. It turns off all of the dehumidifiers, and then plays like an NPR news update.
Well, I don't know if I really want to go that far, because I honestly just get annoyed enough using the Philips the bulbs through the Wiz app
Yeah, well, the thing I
like most of the time, there's like at least one bulb that doesn't even respond to the command.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it because
So like I think using the app is annoying enough. I feel like voice controls would like add another layer of annoyance.
Yes. Yeah. I agree, and for the most part, I don't think that it's like too bad when using voice control. Like it just does a set of things that I want it to, but it's basically the same thing. And then when I like go to bed at night, I say like put the house to bed, and it will do this. Like it does the opposite. It turns off like all the lights down here in the basement, and it turns on the dehumidifiers, and after it waits like 5 minutes, and it turns on like the house alarm system, which is nice. I like that.
Zane's dad says you should turn on the Wii with the Wiz app.
Wii Wiz.
So Jeremy Rutz said there's a control panel you can hook up to, and you can install a temp probe, and the fans can turn on when the cab hits a certain temperature. Very convenient. Never have to worry about turning on the fans. That's pretty cool. I mean, I almost feel like at least for the Xbox, it should always be on. Just because it's a little tighter there and it's a little closer to the back.
Mm-hmm.
But like for the PS2 and especially the Dreamcast, like I almost feel like it's possibly not all that necessary at all, but I put them there, just because. I might look into that. That might be
yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Might be a good idea. Because like I am going to put doors on these, but like the systems that I'm playing, the door will most likely be open when I'm playing.
Yeah.
Or at least like open enough for like the controllers to come out.
Yeah. What I think is funny about the story in this game is essentially they like all the bosses turn into candy after, and that's like the driving force. Is like I just want to have all these big pieces of candy. But then it's obviously a bit more. But
P. Ferrari is asking which is better, Cotton or KO Flying Squadron. I played a little KO for Analog Frontiers Part 3.
Yeah, it's pretty good. KO is pretty good. I don't know. I've certainly played this more.
I've played very little Cotton, but I've always been interested by the games just because I just think they have a fun look to them,
Yeah.
And there's that like sort of 3D one on the Genesis.
Yeah, Panorama Cotton. Super expensive game.
Oh wow, Henry Clark says my cabinet doesn't get all that hot with the PS5 running closed. So you'll be good anytime the cabinet is open. Also using Vesta.
Yeah, but you're getting doors for it though, right?
I am getting doors for it, but
mine are always open. I thought about getting doors for it, but I started to think about how far away, like how big the doors would be, I guess, because it's further away in that I would probably hit the doors a lot easier when I open them. Like I don't know if I would be able to fully open them because of the distance.
Yeah, I mean the doors will be a little bit in the way I have it, but I mostly want to put the doors on just to like keep dust off stuff when I'm not using it.
Yeah. No, it's not that. Someone that does kicks me in the like the overdrive. There it is. I can do some jewel fever here. But I'll be interested to see if anybody has suggestions of how to change the various resolutions in the version of the original that are in this, because I have no idea. That dog's just sitting there. It's like sitting there.
Other? It wouldn't have popped up in the chat, but I guess during the stream there have been two, I don't know if it's a Patreon pledge that have popped up from both Chris Field and Emily Gray.
Oh, thank you. Welcome. Thank you. I think there was one before. Whoa.
I think that might have been Chris Field, yeah, but then that Emily Gray one popped up recently. So Audie worked on this game a bit,
Yeah,
think,
he did
right?
the translation and some QA on it, I guess. Like he did the translation. It's only in Japanese. Like, you know, there's only Japanese VO at least, and then it's translated.
Which makes sense. This is not the kind of game that's worth getting English VO for. It's just it's too niche.
Yeah.
And I think you know, just
it's too important, I guess. Like, having it in Japanese is probably more
right
to the feel.
Right.
Of the game.
I can totally understand why they wouldn't. And
Yeah.
I suspect a large number of people would probably prefer to play with the Japanese VO anyway, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, there was €2 from Indie Gotcha. Thank you. Saying, what are your favorite Cute 'em Up series?
You know, probably the one I played the most, probably outside of this at this point, is probably is Parodius.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking you'd say. Yeah, Fantasy Zone probably counts. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a typical Cute 'em Up, I guess. And if Fantasy Zone does count, then I played that more than anything else, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't feel it counts exactly in the same way.
There's Twin Bee and stuff. I find myself more attracted to Cute 'em Ups, I think, just because I think there's more personality than, like, you know, generic. I mean, maybe I shouldn't say generic, but just like, you know, just a spaceship, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just having like characters in the game, I think, makes it more appealing. But you know, it's you know, shoot 'em up, cute 'em up. It's either way, it's a genre I have not delved deeply into, but like want to, but I'm just like kind of scared of them.
Yeah.
I just have not put a lot of time into them. Yeah, I've got obviously not a cute 'em up, but I've got the Twin Bee side-scrolling platformer spin-off on Super Nintendo.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know you had that. That's cool.
Yeah, John talked me into it earlier this year. Oh, there was $2 from Jonathan Henson asking, what kind of chair do you have and do you like it?
You know, it is a chair that I bought from one of my wife's coworkers, who is, you know, like was just like adjusting to move, like working from home. So she was getting rid of one chair and buying like a better one. It's like an IKEA office chair. It's like, I think it sells for like $100 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, because when I switched over, when I moved, I decided I wanted to get like a real office chair to sit at my desk and work in, instead of versus like a recliner. And I do feel happy that I made that choice, I have to say.
You were sitting in a chair without a back, which like blew my mind.
Yeah, but that was just, well, until I found something else.
Yeah. Like that sounds so profoundly uncomfortable. I can't believe you even tried it temporarily.
Yeah, it was not fun, but I would like to. May continue. That was made it to stage 4 without using it continue.
But you know, IKEA. I love IKEA furniture, but like I've never felt like I could trust IKEA with my comfort.
Yeah, I can understand that. But from what I understand, this chair is fairly well regarded.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's a means to an end, I suppose. And I would like to upgrade and get something better. You know, like if one day I would like to get like one of those real expensive chairs. What I definitely don't want to do is to get like a gaming chair, because I feel like they're not usually that good.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they're expensive and they're flashy and they have features and stuff, but maybe I watched like a YouTube video on it saying like they're kind of like junky actually, or they're not like the greatest. They're not worth the money.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
You know, someone mentioned in response to the Q-Mup question, someone mentioned Airzonk, which, you know, I played that.
Love that title screen music in that game.
I played it for some. Was it Analog Frontiers Part 3? It might have been. I can't remember what it was. But it was really fun. I was surprised how cool it was.
Yeah.
And maybe really want it, but I think it's. I want to say both versions might be expensive of Airzonk.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Let me look up the. Or it's called so. It's called like PC Dungeon, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's the Japanese version. PC Dungeon. Let's see. Oh, there's a CD version?
Yeah.
Yeah, the CD version is more expensive. The Japanese Hue card version is like 60 to 80. So it's pretty pricey, but it does seem pretty fun. I'm pretty sure Airzonk is quite expensive, though. Let me see. Yeah, we're definitely in well over $100 territory with Airzonk. But it does seem really good. I don't know. I could see myself maybe springing for the Japanese version sometime. There was also £2 from Richard Webster. Thank you. Saying feels like a weird game. I mean, I don't think anyone would deny that.
Yeah, that's part of the appeal.
That's probably why people like
it a little bit better than I have, like ever though.
How do you feel about the graphical style?
Oh, I love how it looks.
The
and
remake
I think
graphics?
this is like a great update to it. I think. You know, I think it looks really, really nice.
I can't really tell just looking at the stream. Is it kind of like pixel art, or is it like high-res pixel art?
There's some pixel art aspects of it, but it is. Yeah, it's pixel. It's like sprites, for sure.
Okay.
But they're just really nice ones. But what's kind of interesting is this game was done by Beat.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So it's kind of
neat. It's like all connected to like the store in Octahedron and like various iterations of the Beat magazine over the years. No, that's right. Or at least it was published by them. I don't know if they developed it or.
I think it is developed by them.
Yeah, pretty crazy. There was $5 from Craig Wan. Thank you. Saying it's Sunday, and you know what that means. We'll want to see you guys play Con Reboot for a while. What are your thoughts on the ranking mode?
Like the 2-minute and the 4-minute. I think it's really fun, and that's what kind of made me understand the like the multiplier a bit, like the multiplier fever mode or whatever it is. As I tried to figure out how the scoring works. looking to get the higher scores.
There's also a $2 super chat from Jonathan Henson. Thank you. Saying you should invite Shmup Junkie on one night.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be really fun. I like his channel a lot. It's what's interesting about him is like I can't like unhear it when I hear his voice. So when I lived in New York, I worked at a post house, and like I worked on like a TV series, and like also I did like a lot of work for this one like writer, director, actor named Eric Schaefer, and his voice and he looks very similar to Shmup Junkie. His voice and looks are very similar to him.
And there was also $2 from Kelly saying pup tip for Sandy appearance.
Oh
You got
yeah.
it. Thank you. And $2 from Gaming Blitz, thank you. Saying look for Alera chairs. Good quality for the money. No,
Okay.
I'm not familiar with that brand.
I mean, the thing I'd always heard is like you should try to buy used. What is it like the Herman, Herman Miller.
What's that?
It's just like there are these really super expensive office chairs that they are expensive, but they are like considered basically the best. Like they're like $1,400, but it's essentially like a office chair that you're gonna have forever. So
I mean, are we talking like the big like executive chairs?
no. They don't look fancy. They are made in a way that is just like is good for your back, and like it doesn't need to be all fancy or super padded out or anything like that. You realize that you're the ball of energy could kill people, which makes sense. Backing up a lot of people. I'm kind of curious to see how many credits, like by the time I get to the end of this, like how many credits I've used. I've only used one credit so far, which is
that's pretty amazing, actually. Is there a difficulty selection?
There is. I don't think that I have it. I think there is in the settings,
But you went with the default, basically.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've never changed it.
Oh wow, I did not know this. There's $2 from F the team.
F
them.
F
Them.
them. F them. F
Oh,
them.
there you go.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe. Saying Super Air Zonk, the CD game, is a sequel to Air Zonk. I did not know that. Did you know that?
I think that I did. Yeah.
I figured it was maybe just a version of the game with CD audio. But, that is very interesting. And considering it looks quite expensive on eBay, I'm not optimistic I'll ever get it. Maybe it'll be re-released in some fashion. Well, was Air Zonk on the PC Engine Classic or Mini or whatever?
I think so.
But probably just a Hue card thing.
Yeah, I think the Hue card is considered to be better. The music in the CD version was kind of like rockabilly music versus more typical shooter style music in the Hue card version.
There was a $2 super chat from Kenneth Mullen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying first time on the channel. Happy gaming. Well, thank you. I don't know if you mean first time on the stream or just first time on the YouTube channel in general, but welcome. We're here every Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. A $5 super chat from Ben with no comment, but thank you.
Oh. I was doing so good. I guess I'm still doing pretty good. Now that I look at it. I still have all 3 of my fairies, which is surprising.
Turbo X-Ray PCE sounds like the person to trust on PC Engine stuff.
Oh! Turbo X-Ray is kind of a major person. Turbo X-Ray, if you are the same Turbo X-Ray that is assisted with finding the or developing the composite color palette for the PC.
Oh, okay.
I assume that it's the same.
I am a massive fan of the composite color palette.
Yeah,
they say that the Hue Card Arizonk is better than CD sequel. The CD version is still worth a play.
All right.
I'm not sure if it's worth the price I saw on eBay though. Oh yeah, so they say they do PC dev stuff.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, a lot of the aspects of that project got a big shout out in the Super HD System 3 Pro video that I'm working on.
Yeah, and I sort of told a very truncated version of the story about it in Analog Frontiers Part 3. I love that. I think that's a very important thing. There was $2 from Richard, or excuse me, £2 from Richard Webster again. Thank you. Saying thoughts on the RAFnet controller to USB adapters. You know, I've not used any of the RAFnet USB adapters. But I think our friend Xavier from the Backloggery, I think he got one recently because he was talking to me about. Let me look on the old Discord and see what he said. He definitely said something about RAFnet to me recently. He say Biff Bulletin bought a SNES to USB RAFnet adapter. He didn't say anything else about it to me, but I'm sure it was for his Mister because he's been like super into Mister lately.
Yeah, I've noticed him on the Backloggery. He just played through like Zelda and stuff on it. You know what? Honestly, like that is like the perfect thing for him.
Oh yeah. He's like the perfect audience for Mister. Honestly.
Yeah. So I mean, he's kind of gone back and forth with like getting rid of a lot of stuff and then rebuying certain things.
Yeah. If you're the kind of person that is bought and rebought and then sold again,
yeah, just
maybe Mister is for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I can definitely vouch for their one console to another console adapters. Those are definitely great. But I've not tried the USB ones. But I assume they're pretty good. RAFnet makes good stuff from what I've the couple I've tried. So yeah. And there was no comment, but dollar super chat for Mike Oxlidell. Thank you. And $10, wow, with no comment, but from Dylan Takur.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
There's no N64 core for the Mister.
Yeah. I sure wish there was an original Xbox core right about now, though. If there was an original Xbox Mister Core, I'd probably just give up on original Xbox right now, real hardware right now, because I am having very bad luck with original Xbox.
Oh, shoot.
But that's not happening any decade soon, probably.
Right. I don't have this on the lowest difficulty level just for whatever reason. I don't think that I would change it if it's like changeable from within the options. I don't think that.
I mean, it might just be by default.
Yeah, maybe I'm just
whatever. Some games start on the lowest by default.
Yeah, but I've beaten this version. Like I played through it like several times.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you'd played this before.
Yeah. I've beaten it several times. I like it that much. But yeah, someone was asking if this is getting a physical release in the US, and yes, it's like actually been out for, I want to say since probably late July.
I'm gonna go Amazon right now.
Yeah.
You're playing on Switch?
Yes. And as far as I know, there's
version
no
just as good as the PS4 version.
Yeah, it runs just as good. I don't think there's much of a difference. Although I'm sure there's people that could. I played through both versions and didn't notice any difference.
It didn't look like the PS4 version was 4K or anything.
Not that I could tell. And considering the art style,
it doesn't really matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like a game I'd love to play with the Switch Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, both PS4 and Switch versions are $40.
Yeah. So that makes sense.
So I think I'll just get the Switch version.
Oh, so good there. But like I said, it is, it just gives you unlimited continues right out of the gate. So if you don't have any self-control, you'll get an easy beat on it.
Yeah, well, there you go. Guess I'm getting it tomorrow. Okay, sure. John also has Switch and PS4 versions and didn't notice any difference.
Yeah.
I do trust Shinjan's opinion. He works in CG animation, so I'd say your opinion on that is surely pretty valid. There was $5 from Jack. Thank you. Saying, not sure if you've ever expressed your opinions on this subject, but what are your thoughts on the recent gaming price spikes? I mean, definitely don't love them.
Yeah. It has really just taken a lot of fun, and it's kind of killed a lot of my interest. I haven't really bought any old games in a while because it's just boring. It's just it's obnoxious to me.
I mean, if you went to a store, you'd probably see that there's still plenty of things that are, a reasonable enough price that you'd want to buy.
Right.
I mean, I've been to a couple of stores lately and I've bought several things. I bought some common NES games. I got, Solar Jetman, Guardian Legend, Legendary Wings, Rad Racer for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But I also got Illusion of Gaia and Molly Mallard. I got what else did I get recently? I got Light Crusader. I got the Sega CD versions of Echo 1 and 2. I got Konami Crazy Racers. You go to the store. You'll find things to buy that are not crazy yet. The system that annoys me the most though is PS1.
Yeah,
because I feel like PS1 is the system that has gone up the most that I still felt I had the most unfinished business with. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of games on PS1 that you know, like especially like a lot of the, you know, non-Squaresoft RPGs that, you know, just like went up, you know, $100, $200, $300 suddenly.
Yeah.
And, you know, games that I was interested in, but just hadn't gotten around to buying yet. And yeah, that's definitely frustrating. You know, I feel I've done pretty good on PS2 in recent years, and I've bought quite a bit of PS1 as well, but I feel, and PS2 has definitely gone up as well, but I feel like not as severely as PS1. Like, so like, yeah, that's definitely really frustrating for me right now. But like, in terms of like, you know, like Nintendo systems and stuff, I'm less affected perhaps because I've already got most of what I want that is at risk of going up. You know what's a game that I actually just ordered recently, because this it's I actually ordered several things on eBay the other day that, like, because one of is just like one thing I was like, oh my gosh, like I was almost about to buy that before prices went up, and like I never looked to see like what the price is now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really want it, is Windy Every Which Way on Game Boy Color.
Oh, I don't.
Which is it's a way forward game.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's like kind of like a more of a puzzly version of like Metal Storm.
Right.
And I mean it's awesome from what I've played. I've always wanted it. Well, it's pretty expensive, but the European version is much less expensive. So I just ordered it from Germany. But that like also got me thinking, like, what are some other like way forward games that I want and don't have? And actually, you know what reminded me of it was I was looking up some stuff about Guardian Legend, which I was mentioning that I recently bought on NES.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a pretty common NES game. It's kind of like this like shmup and then like overhead action, character-based action game sort of blend.
Yeah.
And I guess it was a big inspiration for a GBA game that WayForward did called Sigma Star Saga.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I was unfamiliar with.
It's like a shooter RPG.
Yeah, I mean, most people seem to attribute it to Namco, but it's a WayForward game. Matt Bozon directed it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about it, but like I was like, oh no, I bet it's really expensive. And it was like $40, $50. So I'm like, well, that's like very much at risk of going higher. So
yeah,
I ordered a copy on eBay that had a picture of the PCB, because, you know, GBA games, you can never be too careful.
For sure.
Yeah, I ordered that. And then also, because you reminded me that it was a WayForward game, the DS version of Thor God of Thunder.
Oh yeah. That's a true definition of a hidden gem. Have you gotten it yet?
No, I haven't gotten any of these games in yet, but it was like $11.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I played that on the bus going to the first MagFest we went to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to Henry Clark about Windy Every Which Way. You know, I believe it was pre-pandemic we were talking about it. And he was saying that Windy was being price controlled by a collector in Tampa long before the pandemic. He was buying every copy. Like, so there was a guy who like didn't even care about the game, and he was just buying every copy of the game and then like reselling them at a higher price.
Like, that was the game that he chose
for some reason. Yeah.
Well, probably because he says one day somebody is gonna know that this is a WayForward game. And they're gonna want it.
So I guess that's why you beat it.
Yeah.
Look at all that candy, man.
All right.
It's like glowing. It looks so.
It almost looks like photographs of candy.
I know, like somehow the glowingness makes it look more real and more attractive and tasty to me.
Maybe
I want
maybe
it.
they actually put this on a big, long green piece of paper. Like put all of the candy on a big piece of paper and then ran a camera over it. It's like so much extra effort for something, but it would have been funny.
But yeah, I guess maybe that's why the European version was much less expensive. I mean, I'm assuming it's in English. I mean, I have an extraordinarily passable, well, barely passable grasp on German. So if the game does happen to be in German, it's probably no big deal. It doesn't seem like a game that you need to really speak the language to understand very well.
I'm gonna play the XXC8000, and we're gonna maybe Shinjan, can you tell me how to change resolutions on the XXC8000 version? Because it gives me the one resolution. I can't do anything outside of the app. It seems like there would be more than one resolution available because there's an option for it. Wait, oh, I'm looking for Audie here. There he is, English translation, right
there. There's quite a lot of credits under the text.
Yep.
Part. Yep, there he is.
It's like, hey, I know that guy. Oh yeah, Bullet Heaven is a great channel. Hugely undersubscribed, I have to say.
Kevin says, I missed my German copy of Darkwing Duck I used to have. I got used at Funkerland, didn't notice it was German until later. So, are you talking, was it Darkwing Duck like NES? Because like that wouldn't have worked on your NES, I wouldn't think. I accidentally bought a PAL version of Axelay.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Accidentally.
Yeah, I later bought a Japanese version. So my plan with Axelay is that I'm going to start off playing the Japanese version, but if like I'm really struggling with the game, it's kind of like, well, I also own the European version, so technically I'd say I'm allowed to play by European rules, which means European speed. So, you know, if I just need to slow the game down to 50 hertz, you know, to get through it, I'd say that's still legit.
I wonder where I'm going to end up on the ranking server. Shall we see where I'm at?
Oh, it's got online rankings.
We've had Ed on. He's been on stream with us before.
Oh yeah.
Let me see where I should. My ranking. 1486.
Out of how many?
Uh-oh, that makes me think that. Okay.
I mean, are you like in the middle or way high, way low overall?
I don't know if I can go all the way to the end without hitting our ZR 3,000
You know,
times.
the day that Sin and Punishment Scar Successor came out, I like on my first time playing through the game, I saw that I was like getting really high rankings because like I picked it up like as soon as GameStop opened. You know, that was back when Nintendo used to release games on Sunday mornings, and I went to GameStop first thing, was playing it.
Yeah.
And like, you know, unfortunately, I don't think it's a game a lot of people bought, even though it's secretly possibly the best game on the Wii. Certainly the best game that has not been ported to another console on the Wii. I was like, oh, like I was like number 2 or 3 on one of the, you know, the first 3 or 4 levels. I like quit out of the main game and went back to like replay the level for a higher score. And I like some of those, like several levels, like I have no idea if the picture would even exist anymore. But I like took a photo of like me at the top of the leaderboards and Sin and Punishment Star Successor, that probably lasted a very short time. But I thought this is the only time I'm ever going to actually see myself at number 1 on an online leaderboard.
So I want to point out, so Shinjan was saying, like, I don't think that there's any way to change this, but I mean, there is several options that are not selectable here in the X68000 version, and it just seems weird that it would just like have a thing saying CRT mode 384 by 256, and then I don't know what traced mode play is. Like, I can't turn this stuff off. It's like they included the full X68000 options, but don't let you change a whole bunch of them. I don't know why.
Oh, maybe that is it, because like this menu is probably emulated, right? Maybe the resolution just would not work well, or they only wanted to emulate one of the resolutions.
That seems weird to me, because there's shimmer and stuff. It's kind of annoying. It just seems like by saying CRT mode, I can't. The visual mode it just shows the cutscenes.
That's weird.
But you see the shimmer, you can see it right on those rocks, and that's why it's just weird that it should be there. I wonder if they unlock, like, maybe if I beat the arranged version with the other character, if I beat it with Silk, maybe that stuff would unlock, but it seems weird that would be the reason. I have not beat the game with Silk, so I wonder.
Have you beaten this version of the game?
Yeah, I did beat this version because I thought for sure that would unlock it.
I see.
And it didn't.
Yeah, I had no idea you'd been playing this. I guess you got pretty into it, huh?
Is
it go beyond your games we played in 2021?
For sure. When I went camping to Mammoth Cave, I brought my Switch and I played this whenever I played any games during that. I don't know why. I don't know why the resolution changes would be unlockable, but that's apparently at this point it seems just as plausible as having the options in there and not having them be changeable at all. I think that having resolution changes be optional is more plausible and real than the reality. What seems to be the reality of the situation. Right? I mean,
is this kind of considered like the main original version?
Yes. I believe so, yeah.
There's
a TurboGrafx 16 CD version of it.
See, I actually didn't know that. Like, I thought its origins was more like, I guess I assumed like arcade. Like, are there arcade versions? Or arcade
I don't think there is. I don't
games
think
in the series?
of it at all.
Like, no arcade sequels?
I don't think so. I'm sure someone else can be able to tell you more, but I don't.
I mean,
so.
I've always been, vaguely familiar with the series, but I didn't know that much about, what was considered like its.
Oh, so there is an arcade version.
Prime version.
So I'm saying this version has some differences versus the arcade version. So I guess maybe there is. Is there not arcade versions of the sequels then? I assume.
No, and Endless Pain is saying that it was an arcade game.
Okay,
version.
I've never seen it. So is it? They're pretty close. I guess. Is there arcade versions of the sequels?
I do not know.
Yeah. Duh, it's on the arcade version is on the Astro City Mini, I think. Now that I think about it. Can you look that up?
So all of this artwork seems pretty similar to the remake artwork.
Yeah.
I kind of imagined that the artwork we were seeing in the remake was a lot more kind of embellished, I guess.
No, I
reimagined.
I really like the artwork in the reimagined or the updated version because it still maintains that old anime style to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what were you asking me to look up?
We see if the arcade version of Cotton was on the Astro City. Oh, okay. So Meme Master is saying it is. It was on the Astro City.
Oh, you must have played it.
Yeah, I must have played it. I just totally forgot.
That was a fun stream.
Yeah. Oh, there's a System 16 version too, so hopefully that'll eventually get released on Mister, since a lot of the System 16 stuff is showing up now. Oh, okay, so the new one gets a release. I wonder if that's going to be on Arcadia, the new arcade version.
So the Cotton games that are releasing next, what are those games from originally?
Well, I guess they must be arcade versions, but I mainly know of them from as the Saturn games.
Ah.
So I guess don't trust me on anything related to the Cotton.
I would be curious what Artemio and anyone else familiar think of the sound emulation in this version.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Artemio was saying earlier in the stream, I'm not sure if he's still here, but he was saying that the actual X68000 version lights up the keyboard or something like that.
Oh,
like
what?
The music or something like that.
Like the keyboard could do that?
Or something like that. He was saying something like it can light up certain aspects to the music or something like that.
That sounds kind of crazy and surprising.
Yeah. Ooh. I want to have a big congratulations to Jacob Prayer in the chat, who says, "I made a poopy."
Huh? Well,
congratulations, you've done it.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
John says the next Cotton Combo being released are based on the Saturn releases, though they did have arcade releases. That's why it's being called Saturn Tribute. Well, there you go.
Got it.
Now, I guess Jim John confirms that lights up for the theme song. That's wild to me. Oh, Chris V says GameStack has a demonstration of that in their X68000 video. I didn't know GameStack had X68000.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've watched it, but yeah, that was a
I was watching the every Master System game reviewed episode while I was eating lunch today. And
great episode.
I don't know why it was so funny to me when he was talking about the Spider-Man game, and he said he said, I really hate to say this, but it's way worse than Spider-Man on PlayStation 5, and that is just not acceptable. David Lichterman says, nobody tell Try about RGB keyboards. I mean, I know about modern RGB, computer components, which I don't care about whatsoever.
I have to say, I don't really care about RGB components, but I did get a mechanical keyboard that does have light up keys, and I really like it. But I don't have them doing anything nuts. It's just just nice because sometimes it gets dark in here,
sure.
And it can be convenient for that.
Yeah, well, if nothing else,
like cool things, like cool effects if you want. And one thing one of the effects that I like is that every time you press a key, you can make it turn a certain color and slowly fade back to the color that it's normally, like that it just like is in like as an idle state. So it's just kind of gives like a neat effect, and you can kind of trace like what you like spelled out.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, you know, like with modern technology, that doesn't sound crazy or surprising in any way. But think about X68000. Like, I know very little about the X68000. So, like, thinking about it having a keyboard that is capable of lighting up, that's pretty crazy to me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So this emulation that you're playing right now, what's the continuous situation in it?
It's just unlimited continuous for everything.
Okay.
I'll be curious if the upcoming versions follow that same rule, because I know that at least the Saturn version of Cotton 2 does not have unlimited continuous. Like maybe you unlock them. So I'm wondering if they'll follow that.
Oh wow, $10 from Shinjan. Thank you. Saying avoid the T at the end of the levels. If you can make it without grabbing any, you'll get a higher bonus than if you collected them. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun fun trick / Easter egg.
The remake or the reboot adds like a lot of cool gameplay elements that I think that now I'm like sad that they're not here. So the gems and stuff like that, if you in the reboot, if you shoot them, it'll make your shots like split into like multiple shots. Like, you know, it kind of reflects off of them, like splits.
Do you like raise the value of the gems by shooting them?
Yeah, and
so, kind of like the bells in Twinbee, right? Like where it like changes them.
But the idea is to shoot them enough, they'll change a bunch of different colors, and then eventually they'll turn black, and that's when they're like at their highest value. I think on the PS4 version.
It's nice actually being able to hear the music in your new audio.
Oh yeah. It's not overbearingly loud, is it?
At first I was going to say it was a little loud, but I mean I can hear you just fine over it. So.
Okay, good.
I mean, is it? I mean, because I'm hearing it, I assume at the same level that the stream is hearing it.
Whoa! Oh, I got one.
I
was doing pretty good there for a minute.
Oh yeah, and then you got a bunch.
Well, once I got one, I stopped trying.
Be cool to see Pocky and Rocky get the same service. Well, you know, they it's been a while, but they announced that the you know, the same team that did Wild Guns Reloaded and Ninja Warriors Again, or Ninja Saviors Return, whatever it's called, are doing a Pocky and Rocky, which those are like such amazing versions of those games. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. It's been a while. We haven't heard anything in a good while on those projects, I don't think.
Yeah. I know there was a new trailer. Well, it's been a while now, but I didn't watch anything after the announcement, as I tend to do these days.
EB Chill 2 with $5. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, hey guys, I'm playing around with the Wii U at 480p with the RetroTink 5X with its PVM setting. Really digging it. Have a great week. I never thought about trying the scan lines on 480p modes in the RetroTink. Do some of the new modes behave differently if the source is
Look how bad the shimmering is on this level.
Is 480p? Yeah, I can see it a
ground.
good bit there. Yeah.
I don't know why they make it so you can't change it.
So
if you just go options, like, all right, yeah, it doesn't. It's silly. Don't tease us. Don't give me hope.
So does do the RetroTink settings change if you're at 480p or something?
You have like the over and under, like the under makes it like doesn't it like stretch it or something like that, so it maintains.
Well,
I don't remember what
the updates kind of changed how that works, I believe.
Okay.
Since the time that we did our video, but I'm really curious if the scan lines. Oh, Kenneth Cummings says the PVM scan lines show up on 1080i, which you were using on the PSTV. Oh, that's a really cool idea. You know, I'm really curious. I'm going.
You're gonna do it right now.
I'll do it right now. Is there a GameCube controller in here? Where's the GameCube?
You tell me.
There is a GameCube controller.
Is there a GameCube controller? I don't know. It's not my house.
Unfortunately, Super Monkey Ball is in my GameCube, so I need to go get a 480p game. I will do that.
And so, would you say that would the chat say that Sky Gunner is a cute 'em up? Like not in a typical sense, but I would say that would it qualify as a type of cute 'em up?
For some reason, Super Mario Sunshine is always my test game. Oh, hang on, my memory card is downstairs, I think. Hang on.
I always forget that you're completely invincible.
Completely invincible?
When you're using magic. Like if you're using the lightning, it stays around for a little while. Some good tuning on this level. One of the things I like about the arranged version is that it does like kind of a Super Smash Brothers type thing where it gives like credits to like the people that remix the particular songs for each level. I like when it does that.
Okay, let's see. Okay, here's scan lines on.
Speaking of Scanlines, there's a new episode of Scanline City that came out yesterday.
Oh wow!
It looked pretty good.
I mean, there's a bunch of different. You can do most of them.
If anybody in the chat is not familiar with the YouTube channel Scanline City, I have to say that I feel like it might be the best shot looking show, like game show on YouTube. Video game show, not like game show.
I think so. For this, I think I like polyphase for 480p. I think I like polyphase 25%. Density modulation 25% is also pretty good.
Yeah,
but I am looking at 1440p. The way it looks might look different on other resolutions.
Jack Dex. Yeah, it's like the intro is incredible for Scanline City. He does, I don't know how he does it, but he does these shots where like the controller is like doing is spinning, but it looks like it's like sliding across the table. I have no idea like how it's done. Maybe it's just a combination of the camera being on a slider combined with the spinning of the controller itself. But it's just these incredible shots. Man, I'm just getting crushed now.
So it's interesting. See, now the sampling for 480p is automatically called DTV 8.
Oh, right.
So now what that does though for a 4.3 game, it seems like it squishes it in. But what I'd like to see is if I change the aspect ratio to not to stretch on my monitor. I want to see if that works. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Although, I mean, since the monitor is now stretching it, I'm not sure if it's necessarily any sharper than if I just had the generic 16:9 sample.
This boss is like is decimating me here.
Yeah, the picture quality might be a little better overall if you don't do the generic 16:9 and do the DTV whatever.
Can I avoid the rest? 2
and let the TV stretch it. Yeah,
3.
It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good.
There is $5 from Azura. Thank you, Ashura.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Saying, hope all is well. Speaking of the 5X, has anyone run into rainbowing with the PS2 in certain display modes to take 5X, like 1080p over versus under?
You know, I feel like I've seen someone use that term relating to. I feel like someone is used the term rainbowing or ghosting or something. Like people bring this up with PS2 in general sometimes, and I never understand what they're talking about. Is anyone around rainbowing on PS2 in certain display modes on the Tink 5X, like in 1080p over versus under? So, like, is it rainbowing in motion, and are you using component? I can take a look right now. I'm using HD Retrovision component cables, which, I mean, I've never been able to tell a difference between them and the official ones. I think, you know, they work just as well, but those are the ones that are hooked up right now. Using HD Retrovision, and no, it's just persistent. Only in some display modes. Well, let's try it. I don't think I have a game in my system. Can I just see it from the menu?
There's also $2 from Demo Kirby. Thank you. Saying Scanline City deserves so many more subscribers, and I totally agree. Oh shit. Ort said 7. Is this like the newest one? Because there was like one that came out like 2 days after another one that fixed certain issues. There's like 1.74 came out, and then 1.77 came out like 2 days later. So you should see if there's been one. Is that the same one? Okay, so 174 messed up my 1080 or 1080p over. So you should see if you should grab 1.77, which I think is available. So maybe that fixed the issue you're running into.
All right, let's check out PS2 here. Okay, now I'm just in the system menu, so let's see. Okay, output is 1440p right now. 720p looks fine. 768p looks fine. 480p. 480p is like a weird. I'm not really sure what the intended use for the 1440p output is, because it's always a weird aspect ratio. I think it outputs like a super wide aspect ratio. Okay, 1080p fill looks fine. 1080p over looks fine.
What
under looks fine. Of course, the aspect ratio is weird on under, but that's normal.
What firmware are you on?
Hang on. I'm pretty up to date. I don't know if there's been something new. 1200p is fine.
177 is the newest one.
Let's see. I'm on 167. I'm not seeing any. I'm just in the system menu here. I'm looking at my memory card contents.
There's while you're doing that.
The only thing, you know, it's running through a G-comp, and that's it. So, and it sounds like we're using the same component cables. It's a fat PS2. It's a was it 39,000 or whatever system? I'm pretty sure it is.
There's $5 from Mega X6 with no message.
Thank you.
But thank you. There's also $5. There's also $5 from Rad Ranger with no message either. Thank you.
That is very rad and mega of you both, though. Rad and mega awesome.
Like Mega Man and Captain N.
Oh, running a PS2 Slim. Turn the low pass filter off if you have it on. I usually do have. I usually keep the low pass filter on low because, like, I see very, very, very slight jail bars with almost any system. I'll try that again in just a minute. Off of my PS2 fat here, but first of all, there was $50 super chat from Exile.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Saying, hey, I'm glad I was able to catch the stream. Do you guys have any plans for an updated game room and setup tour? I love those videos. They always help and inspire changes in my own game room and subs. Thanks for the great entertainment. Wow, thank you. Well, in the meantime, you might want to look at, we did a bonus stream yesterday, actually. I just was, I changed the furniture for my main, retro systems setup here with the PVMs. Mm-hmm. So that might give you some idea of how things have changed, at least in one small part of my overall setup. But yes, we are both going to do updated room tour videos, possibly by the end of the year. I think yours could probably be done
because it's just, it's been 5 years since we did the last one, so I think it's like 5 years is good.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gosh, a lot has changed in those years, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been planning to do it for a while. The furniture that I just put in here, that if you look at the stream archive playlist, we have the stream archives. The individual videos are unlisted, but there's a public playlist on the front page of our YouTube channel that you can use to access those. And just look for the one I did yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I was just changing that part of the setup, but stuff has changed everywhere significantly. And the furniture that I put in here, I was waiting to get this in here before doing that update video. And there's a little more updating I want to do with my downstairs setup that I'm hoping to do just over the next couple of months. So at that point, I think I'll finally feel ready to do the video. But yeah, we're going to do 2 videos, one for Coury, one for me, because I think they might not hit at the same time, so that's just how we decide to do it this time. But thank you so much, and you can absolutely look forward to that in the coming months, I would say, yeah.
Yes. There is also $5 from Steven Schneider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, I thank you guys for giving me the knowledge and inspiring me to relive the good old days in the best way possible. Even hunt down CRTs now.
Your back probably isn't thanking us. I mean, there is no rush like the rush of getting a CRT, though. A few weeks ago, I went up to the mountains with my parents just for a day trip, and we went to a couple of antique stores, and I got this 1992 RF only CRT. Nothing special at all about it, but it was just, I hadn't bought a CRT in a long time, and it was just kind of just good feeling buying a CRT. You know, it just feels good.
Look at that.
It's actually a pretty neat CRT though, even though it's RF only. Like I hooked up Genesis and NES to it. It's actually really good, clean RF, all things considered. The tube is in great shape. It's kind of a neat looking TV. So that's just.
How is there only 212 people ranked on the Beep edition difficulty for the X68000? And do you see this? I am number 28.
Wow. People seem to be sleeping on playing this version.
Yeah. Out of 212.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you've played it a few times, so.
Yeah, but still.
There was $2 MegaX6 circling around just to add a comment this time saying for Try's dad joke. That's rad and mega of you. Oh, it was.
Let's see how I can do during the time attack here.
I'll try this. I'll try cycling through the roads on the PS2 again for you. I'm sorry, I've got a PS2 fat stuff here. I mean, I've never seen a difference with the Slim in terms of video quality. Okay, so go and turn the LPF off. Like, do I need to be looking really closely to see it?
I do not know.
You know, I feel like people talking about some weird visual artifact on PS2 that I've never seen before. I don't remember specifically how it's been described in the past, but I feel like that's a thing that people have brought up about, like, PS2 looking really bad with component cables or something. I've never seen it. You know, unless they're like obviously talking about like, oh, whoops, I've got the RGB and component settings messed up in the menu, which it's usually obvious what they're complaining about. No, there's something more esoteric about PS2 that I have never seen.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. So okay, let me see. I'll look a little closer this time, and I'll cycle through the output moves. Let's see here.
Oh, how am I gonna do? I feel like I did really good during this. All right. Let's see where I ended up in the 2 minutes.
I mean, like,
221. It's not bad. Out of how many, I wonder?
I'm on 1080p Phil right now. And like looking at the dashboard, you know, the dashboard has a lot of dithering. On 1080p Phil mode, there's like I wouldn't call it rainbowing, but there is like kind of like a pink green sort of jail bar pattern in the background of like the memory card browser. But I think that's just how it's scaled, how the dithering scales. I wouldn't describe it as a rainbow effect.
Yeah. 5 minutes.
If I go to 1080p over, like, you know, I see this like sort of colored jail bar thing going on in the background. It's called that gray gradient in the background. Then if I go to under, I don't see it anymore. It doesn't blend that way anymore. I just see the dithering. And then I see it again with 1200 feet. then of course on 1440p monitor, I don't see it there with 1440p. So I only saw it on 1080p still and over, was it? I don't. It was some of the 1080p mode. So I don't know if that's what you're saying. It's a very subtle effect. I really only saw it on that gray, dithered gray pattern in the background. But it's not a strong effect. Like, it's just, I think it's just the way that the dithering is being sampled on certain colors. But like, if I were in a game, I'd be curious if it's like really annoying and distracting. Like, to me, it was almost more like a jail bar effect. I think it's related to the dithering and just the way that it's sampled for the interpolation, perhaps. I don't know. Oh, I should turn my Retrode back on and turn my low pass filter back on. I do like that. I like to have it on low just because I feel when I was making those like the comparisons between FrameMeister, OSSC, and Retrode 5X, I could see very slight jail bars, like even on like Super Nintendo, if the low pass filter wasn't on light, and I really saw no perceptible visual downgrade from turning it on. Mm-hmm. Now there's like the light, medium, strong, but at the time it was just on and off, and Mike said, when I asked him, Mike said that the original on setting kind of corresponds to the light setting now. So yeah, I do recommend having that on, having the LP out just on low. I don't think it makes I don't think it makes the graphics perceptibly softer, really, in my opinion. Yeah, it sounds like it might be a couple of firmwares behind on the 5X. He updates it quite a lot.
Yeah.
You know what's cool is, even though my computer is on the other on the wall in the other room, the way I've got the cords running through the wall, I've actually had for some time a USB extension that runs all the way from the other room through the wall, around the edge, and then under the couch, and I can access, a USB connection for my computer in the other room just right here under the couch. I realized, I could just update the Retrode without even moving it from here. By plugging into that under the couch, I just have to have a cable long enough to reach to that USB. I wouldn't have to move it at all. I'm also a little behind on updating the N64 digital. Woozle was telling me that on the testing channel, he added some new scanline effect. I can't remember what it was. I've been meaning to check it out. I haven't taken a look at it yet. In case people don't know, some people have, when we release our N64 digital, some people said like, "Oh, I don't see like vertical scan lines with the latest firmware," or maybe some other features. I can't remember what all. And you can set a firmware channel, which lets you which lets you choose like you know, like for example, in the future, like Woozle was saying, like certain planned features might not all fit in the space of one firmware, so you might want to choose like this firmware or that firmware depending on which features you use. But you can get onto the testing channel where you can, you know, try firmwares that, you know, are just, you know, hot out of the oven. And you know, not the ones that they put out on the more, I guess, stable or public releases. But anyone can get on the testing channel. You just go into your settings and go select firmware channel and go to the testing channel. You can get, you know, all the latest updates on the N64 digital.
Should I be Silk or Aptly or Needle? I'll try Silk.
Who's Aptly?
I don't know.
Is he in another game?
Ma-
$2 from Ashura. Thanks for looking, trial. I'll take some screenshots. Take some screens soon. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I'm really curious. I don't know what would cause that. I mean, it sounds to me like it just might be a sampling artifact that has something to do with the way the PS2 uses dithering, perhaps? Yeah, I don't know.
Silver's a lot faster.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of like, are these like score attack modes or something you're on?
I was doing like the 2-minute score attack and the 5-minute. I did okay. Like I was like 100 and something in 5-minute and 200 something out of over 1,000 in 2-minute. I'm not terrible at it.
Did you ever check to see like if you were on a lower difficulty level or something?
I was not.
Is there another difficulty level, or?
Yeah, there's like easy and there's harder and.
But you were on normal.
Yeah.
How fast did N64 Digital sell out today? Does anyone know?
I didn't even know they were going to be available today until before the
Name's
stream.
Dad says a few people said it was about an hour to sell out. I think they did they have an evening block as well? Because you were saying that you saw a tweet from Dan saying, you know,
Like
a few minutes
or
or something like that.
that. Yeah.
That was like just before we started the stream, I thought. So
It was. I have no idea if, like, I didn't know if they were even selling today. But I haven't been on Twitter a ton either. Lately.
Is that their third? Is that their third restocking of N64 Digital?
Maybe. I don't know.
Or was that just a second? Maybe it was a second. Kind of lost track, I think.
No evening block.
Oh, apparently GC loaders will be available later this week.
Oh.
That's pretty exciting.
It's like there's like so much stuff that it's hard to keep track of.
Well, you know, this is why I was saying on the rewiring stream yesterday, like, you know, you think you're like, okay, these are all old systems. There's never going to be a new system of this vintage. You know, I'm never going to have to change anything. But retro changes fast, man. It changes fast.
I didn't know that Cotton Lake becomes like her fairy then. See if I can.
Oh, that's funny.
See if I can dodge the.
But, so you're like the same size of fairy, but then and Cotton's the same size of Cotton.
No, I don't know. Like, I don't think so. Like, Cotton is smaller.
Oh,
and the fairy is definitely bigger. Maybe I'll try Aptly. I'll try the other characters. I'll try the first stage with each and see if that changes anything. guess I have to go back to the main menu. Oh, it's up over an hour after the website worked. Interesting. So it's like there's enough of them. Like I don't even know if did Analog ever sell out like their stock that they had?
Good question. Why don't I look?
Yeah, do it. Can anybody hear the game audio? Is the game audio sound good at this level?
It's good. It's great on Discord.
Oh, I should have seen if the cutscenes are different where they actually. Okay. Audio's perfect. Like I haven't changed anything since last week, so that's good. I have no idea if this is coming to PC. Is it supposed to?
Yeah, I just added Super NT and Mega SG to
a cart.
Yeah. No problem. You know, they've got do they have like Game Gear adapters for the Mega SG?
I have no idea. I don't know how often.
Looks like they do have the DAC. Oh yeah, they've got the Mega SG cartridge adapter set.
So they're completely like in stock with everything, except for I guess NT Minis.
Yeah, and like other like they don't have like the transparent Super NT is discontinued and some things like that. They've got bummer.
What?
So under Super NT it has accessories. They've got like 2.4G controllers there. Which, you know, the ones that have the actual Super Nintendo port are kind of hard to find, right?
Well, they were, but like they still
on
Amazon.
They came back, but you can't get them again.
Right. I bought one of the smoked ones. Like
I ordered one, but it never came, and then I got a message from Amazon, and they were like, you know, we really don't know if this is ever going to come in. Do you want to keep the order? And I said yes. Just why not?
Yeah.
But these links on the Analog site for ordering those controllers just link you to Amazon, and it says they're not available, unfortunately. So
secret. Oh, it just has no cutscenes at all. It's cotton secrets.
But you know, I was in the marathon with Joey. I was you know, I was having trouble with my 2.4G M30 controller on the Mister, and I'd never had trouble with that controller before.
Yeah, what I would do is I was having some problems, and I found out that version of the controller actually does have like X input versions. You gotta hold like it's like up in the mode button, and it will switch modes.
Well, but I mean, it was working. It was just like working really spottily. Like it felt like wireless interference.
I see.
And you know, like just the previous week, I or literally that week, I on Monday I finished not Golden Axe, Legendary Axe 2 on the Mister using that controller. But that was when I was, still at my parents' house working on the Projectors episode. And what's funny is, I brought a M30 with a Genesis receiver to use for the Projectors episode. I was using on a Genesis Model 2. And I was not having good luck with it. It was basically unusable, pretty much. And I came back here and got a wired controller because I just could not use it. So what's weird is, though, that controller, I've never had any problems with it at home. I haven't tried it since coming back home, though. Although I actually left that Genesis Model 2 at my parents' house, so it's possible it's just that system for some reason it doesn't work well with. I don't know. But, but anyway, I used the 2.4G TurboGrafx style or PC Engine style controller for most of the marathon, and it was flawless.
It's so good.
So I don't know why I was having trouble with the M30.
I can do the cotton secrets again.
I see shows saying I also have one if you need. Try. Are you talking about a 2.4G Super Nintendo? I've got several. I've got two. I've got at least two of them, but I kind of wanted more. But I don't really need more. I feel like I'm not really that likely to use the wireless ones up here. But I wanted the option. So I was like, oh, I'll try. But like up here in this room, like I see myself mostly using original controllers, to be honest.
I'm just playing until I have to use the continue. Then I'll try Needle, and then I'll play some games I've never played before. I could do like Switch games. I could do basically like anything. Should I open it up to everything that I have readily accessible?
Henry Clark is talking about his 20L5 has been stored right next to a subwoofer for a week. I'm wondering if he should be worried.
You shouldn't have to worry about it.
I never thought about like a subwoofer, like if that has the same, sort of unfriendly CRT concerns as just like regular speakers. I guess they would. Maybe. I don't know. People seem to be optimistic that it's probably fine, though.
Yeah.
I remember, back when I was a teenager, or even before I was a teenager, how we both made our own, audio cassette game soundtracks, right?
Yeah.
And I remember, like, when I put the recorder right up to the TV, it made that corner of the screen purple.
That's right, yeah.
But it always went away. I wouldn't do that today, but back then I was like, it always goes away, so it's fine. Ooh, Henry Clark's gonna turn it on soon. Whew.
You gotta turn it on eventually.
Good luck with that. It'll be fun.
On the PS4 version, I think that there's a trophy for making it to stage 4 without using a continue. I feel like I could probably easily, I could do that.
You know, I actually have a Panasonic professional CRT. It doesn't. It's really nothing special looking at all. It just looks like a regular consumer CRT, but it's got BNC inputs and S-video inputs. BNC composite, mind you. It doesn't have RGB. But I got it years ago at a thrift store, and I remember when I first turned it on, it had a purple corner, and I've probably had it on since I've had it like an hour. Total, maybe 2 hours. But I turned it on for the first time in a long time recently, and I didn't see any purple discoloration on it. But I remember it was there when I first got it.
So needle is just like a hat. A witch hat.
Oh, I thought it looked like a greater than symbol on the menu. I thought. I couldn't figure out what it was.
All I'm doing is just like playing until I have to use the continue. And then basically, everyone will see like almost everything the game has to offer in this stream.
Maybe.
And that's okay. I mean, it's about playing for high scores.
Chris V says needle is Apley's version of silk.
Right.
How long is this game? I mean, you got to
like
the
6 full stages, and the last stage is just the boss.
Yeah, I mean, you got to the end like less than an hour. I mean, you've beaten it before, but there's infinite continues. So.
Right? Yeah. It's...
I mean, I don't think anyone should be going into an old school shooter like this and expect to put.
Totally. Oh yeah.
Expect to get days worth of gameplay out of it. That's just not what the genre is.
Well,
about.
you should get like days worth of gameplay is totally fine. You it's not. I would say don't expect to like do everything. It's about replaying. You'll see everything that the game has to offer, but the whole point is to just keep on playing and getting better.
Right.
I do feel as though the arranged mode is a lot more fun than the original version. So I think there's something to that. That means that I think that they did like a pretty good job.
Ooh, Chadwick says I kept a CRT directly above my subwoofer for a few months, not thinking turn it on. It's never been the same. Oof. I'm usually not like all that cautious about like speakers and stuff with CRTs. Like I never really put them close, but I just usually don't even think about whether I should be worried about. But I guess like speakers nowadays, like people aren't like manufacturers just they're not even worried about shielding them because no one has CRTs anymore.
Right.
So they think.
I was just talking to you about like getting a new subwoofer. I was thinking about getting like a flat one, and you're like, "Oh, I have a flat one. I've had one."
Yeah, that's the exact one I have.
Yeah, I feel like that would work really well in here, because I guess my subwoofer is like really the only piece that I have left, like in my main setup of my old stereo system, which is just as old as the like my living room TV was. Which was I got like an all-in-one Yamaha surround system when I bought the living room TV, and that was right after we got my wife and I got married, and that was 2008.
Well, you know,
we just upgraded our living room TV.
I've honestly had pretty bad luck with subwoofers over the years.
Oh, really?
Well, you know, the first surround sound system I got in 2006, and I just got like little JBL satellite speakers, and it, you know, they came with a subwoofer, and I really enjoyed it at the time. But the subwoofer died like probably within 3 years, I would say. It just died. It just stopped working. And those little satellite speakers just had absolutely zero punch without the subwoofer. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to get much bigger, nicer speakers that won't necessarily have to have a subwoofer. Like those had to have a subwoofer. I thought I'm just going to get nicer speakers. So I bought the Polk speakers that I still use today.
Right.
And I did not use them with a subwoofer for years and years. And I was happy. And when I was sort of space constrained when I was, getting the 4K TV, and I had not really been taking huge advantage of surround sound recently. And I was like, you know what? Like, I would rather save space than have surround sound. I don't really care anymore about that anymore. So I got that little sound bar, and that was a whole bunch of that was a big mess too. And the subwoofer that came with that sound bar stopped syncing to the sound bar. Nothing I did got it to resync to the sound bar. I could not get it to resync. And Polk actually sent me, it was a Polk soundbar. They actually the customer service was great. They sent me an entire new system.
Oh, wow.
Because of that soundbar dying. But, eventually I still decided that was just not what I wanted. In fact, I can't even remember. I feel like that second soundbar with that second system may have stopped syncing as well. I don't know. Maybe it was fine. I can't remember. But I eventually decided, it was when I decided to get the Denon receiver.
Right.
I was like, switchers and splitters working together for 4K and HDR is not working out. I just, especially when I need to split it for recording as well. I just need, again, AV receiver that I can just do it all in one box, and that's what I did. That was when I went back to surround sound, and eventually I got that subwoofer, and it's been great. And I will say, going back to surround sound after not having it for a bit, I kind of now feel like, what was I thinking? Maybe I just wasn't playing enough games at the time that really took good advantage of it. But I feel like, especially last generation and this generation do make very effective use of surround sound.
For sure. For sure, and you know, I didn't think I'd miss it very much for the longest time either. There was a point where I was just not using it, and it really depends on how much time I'm like gonna be sitting there to play a game. I mean, if I am just like playing something for not very long, I will always just like use the sound on my TV. It's never like a big setup unless I'm playing and just investing a lot of time with it.
Okay, Henry Clark says, good news, no immediately noticeable effects on the EverDrive 64 menu. Okay, that's good.
Oh, come on, there's the game over. It's mainly because of my positioning. Like, it really depends. Like, my volume isn't, like, that bad, I think. It's just I was slouching and moving to the side, so I wasn't, like, directly in line with my microphone there. I want to see where I ended up in the ranking here. $610 with old needles there.
Henry Clark, did you change it to component with internal sync? You have to use RGB with external sync for RGB usually, and then component with internal sync for component. Because component uses, sync on the Luma line, so it's internal sync. If that doesn't work, then I would be quite puzzled. Did I lose weight? No, I don't think so. Not terribly intentionally. People always say that when I'm on a different webcam than usual. I wonder when that cotton is actually going to arrive, because it acted like, on Amazon, I ordered something recently where it said overnight delivery, and it actually arrived like 2 days later. Yeah, now it says arriving Tuesday. Well, when I ordered, it said overnight delivery if ordered in the next whatever minutes. Maybe you have to pay extra for overnight delivery?
What?
I was saying how Amazon on Amazon, I ordered something recently where it said like overnight delivery, like delivery overnight, like it would deliver like between like 2 and 8 a.m. But it didn't do that. It arrived 2 days later.
All right. I'm going to pop something in. It's going to be a surprise.
Oh, this is a game you've never booted.
Yeah.
Never booted. Okay.
This one was recommended to me by John Linneman. And he says that this person worked on this game for a super long time, and then it didn't sell very well digitally, and it got a physical release through through Super Rare Games, and it just feels like nobody talks about it that much. But he says it's excellent.
Well, let's see what it is.
I gotta take out my copy of Untitled Goose Game here.
Is that your kid's favorite game?
They love it.
Octahedron. It's got a cool Switch dashboard icon.
Yeah.
I do not know this. How long ago did Super Rare have this?
A long time ago. I think this might have been the first game that I got from them.
Oh, really? Yeah, I totally overlooked it. I think the first game I got from them was Snake Pass.
I'm not sure if this is before or after Snake Pass. I mean, this is Super Rare Games release number 26. So I don't know what Snake Pass is.
We got a $10 super chat from Arc Luna. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, gentlemen, I've been enjoying your channel greatly. The quality of your work is phenomenal. I just joined your Patreon and wish you the best in all your endeavors. Thank you so much for all that you do. Well, thank you very much for that and for joining the Patreon. And if you're on Discord, join our Discord.
Jump, make platform, hold to surf.
Hold to surf.
Yeah. There was a, it has a scanline effect over the whole screen.
Huh. Yeah, I do not know what this, I have no idea. Do you even know what kind of game this is?
He says it's kind of like it's Mega Man-esque is how he described it. It was a couple of years ago now. I guess that would have been like when he was here last time, which would have been 2019 now. So maybe it might have been the year before that. Oh my God! Tingle Jingle. I was thinking about that today because I feel like, especially like with Switch and PS4, you can go on like Amazon and it's just like, what is this?
Remember that was
it's like, who even knows what this stuff is? Like,
well, I like to think that people just are not even trying anymore, which I think is a good healthy life choice to make. That was the whole idea behind, it was years ago now, and I feel like the physical landscape has changed so much since then. When we did that like budget games for PS4 and Xbox One episode.
Yeah. And people have asked for more of those episodes. Like the time for that has passed.
It was really fun to do though,
but it was super fun at the time because there wasn't a gajillion of them.
I know, but like Limited Run was a thing, but that was about it. Like Limited Run was really the only one doing stuff like that. But there were also these small publishers that were making physical copies of just like all this random stuff. And it was like, you went on Amazon, it's like, these are like $20 games. Like what are these? That crystal sprite reminds me of something from like a Super Nintendo game, and I can't think of
the way the arms and the legs are very Mega Man.
Is it the crystals in the Culex fight in Mario RPG that's making me think of?
Oh, I see. So I made a platform.
What am I thinking of? I feel something about that is giving me serious Super Nintendo vibes. $2 from Steven Schneider. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saying, was the best SCART switch you've ever tested? G-SCART, hands down. I've got 2 of them chained together in my setup right here. And, it's just never have any issues with it. It's great.
All right, here we go, 1-1. The music seems like it could be cool in this, so I'm going to turn it up and see how it goes. Am I supposed to break those? seems interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that pushes me up.
So you create are you creating those platforms under you?
Yeah.
Like, what's the limitation there?
It looks like I can only have one activated at a time.
I see.
Maybe I want to set. Oh, I can do 2 now. Oh, I have. Oh, I see. So like it'll block it from hitting me.
Well, looks like Kinto Zero knows this game at least.
Oh, okay. It definitely seems pretty cool. Oh, I died though, all the way back. Oh no, there's checkpoints.
I'm not sure if the art style is quite my thing.
Right.
I mean, it's definitely cool, but I don't know if it's my thing. Like it's definitely like very colorful and cool looking, but it might be a little too abstract for my tastes.
Yeah.
But there's certainly more abstract looking games that I really did love. Like I loved.
It makes me feel like it's kind of almost like Pixel Junk-esque.
Yeah,
like,
but with like a bigger character.
Yeah.
Yeah, Q games like definitely goes for like a lot of like very, sort of trancy vibes.
Yeah, it does. That's exactly it. Like it almost feels like it's Mizuguchi-esque.
Yeah. Which I love Tetris Effect. And
yeah.
I when I was thinking about like more like visually abstract games, like I loved Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I don't like that art style, but maybe it's sometimes a little harder for me to get into.
I don't think this is like very expensive a lot of times on the eShop though. So.
Yeah, I think that's what Kinto Zero was saying. Was they like to grab games when they're $5 or less on the eShop. Rest of Jedi is saying that I'm way higher than you. No one. I don't think anyone said this up to this point in the stream.
It might just be because of my angle though. Like I think that you have the microphone closer to you.
Well, my microphone is pretty close, but it's not pointed toward my mouth.
I mean, mine is like behind, like above the monitor. The way I have it set up, which maybe I don't know if that's like the best way to do it, but I don't want it to be like something I gotta move around a lot. Like its location is good and kind of exactly where I want it. So I just been like messing with my levels to try to accommodate for it. But
I don't know if I'm going to really be in this room when I'm, when Coury is streaming all that often or not.
Yeah, as Hattori Hanzo is saying, you just talk louder than me.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
If I turn Try down, does that help if I turn him down instead of like, just making me louder? I can just turn him down a little bit.
Well, let's see if that works. There was $5 from Container 7.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna play something else. This is
thanks
cool,
for streaming.
I've had enough for right now.
Love that Sunday night stream feeling. Well, we do too. It's become a Sunday night institution.
That's a good way to put it.
It is, I mean, I know we didn't do it last week because of the marathon on Saturday, But I was actually kind of inclined to do the stream on Sunday when people asked if there'd be a stream. You said, "Yeah, probably not." But ultimately, I was glad we didn't. It was good. Just kind of do nothing last Sunday, I guess. Using my inside voice. My inside voice is my outdoor in a crowd voice.
All right, I've never booted this up.
Never booted it up. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, okay. I've beat this. I see
this version runs at 30 FPS though, I think, right? Compared to
the Switch version is 30 FPS. Yeah.
the PS4 version is 60.
Yeah, I later got the PS4 version just to have it.
Yeah,
but I played through the Switch version. I see that Dad1153 is saying that speaking of John Lemon, his new DF Retro episode is up over an hour tracing the history of F-Zero. Perfect nightcap after a Sunday evening of MLiG game streaming. Yeah,
over an hour long.
I saw some in progress versions of that episode, and I was blown away.
Are we going back to Earth anyway?
ToeJam said he wanted to impress Rondo.
Wait, what? I didn't say that.
So is this? I wonder if this is considered a big enough success that they're going to do another one, or is it like they did this and they're done?
Look, isn't that Earth right
You know, I think
so big and so.
There's something there's something in this game that says like in memory of so and so, and it's Earl's voice actor, which is sad. I love how this.
I totally missed what you just said. What about Earl's voice actor?
I think Earl's voice actor died. I think.
Oh.
I love how when he pushes the button it says funk intensifies.
My back.
I don't think it was the red button.
Oh, you think? And by the way, Lamont is gonna kill you.
Man, I can't catch a break. Well, big girl, Lamont's ship ain't gonna put itself back together. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, ToeJam.
So it's basically just like it's like the first one.
It's very much like the first one. I mean, you know, it's got I think 4-player. I play it 3-player with Drum and Lynn.
Oh really? So you play as Letitia and the other, because Letitia was like wasn't she introduced in the third one, I think.
Oh, was she really?
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember who
this menu is like blowing my eyes out of my back of my head. I was like, what is going on? Is there a lot of unlockables?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of unlock. Like you can get like classic ToeJam and classic Earl. And...
It's just like the sprites of them.
No, I think but they're like just their designs are more original. And they have different.
Like random cool.
Each character has different skills.
Should I just make it so that people can just join at any time? Okay. Nobody's gonna do that, but.
It's really good though. We had a great time. We had a great time with it in 3-player.
Oh, they have old school Earl.
Yeah, you can also unlock like Earl's mom, I think.
Yeah, right there. So there's more versions that are... Oh wow, they even have different stats. Normal, easy farty. Easy farty.
Yeah, they have like a special ability too. I mean, I'm all about Earl, you know?
Yeah. Bump, bump.
I have no idea how well liked this game was. I see Gorgar in the chat was saying they were disappointed, but
With this?
I mean we played it 3-player and we had a ton of fun.
Tap the search button if you want to search. Things jiggle if they're hiding something.
It definitely... Sometimes it looks like it's running at 60, but then it's like, it has like really bad hitches. Here and there.
I mean, it's such a slow-moving game.
Yeah,
you know,
that doesn't
like
matter.
60 doesn't really matter. But I liked it enough that I wanted to get the PS4 version just to have it for have a 60 FPS version for posterity.
Does it have the music? It does. Pooh! Pooty! Pooh!
There are 10 pieces to your broken Rat Master rocket ship. It's your job to find them all.
Look at
There's one
that
somewhere
little
on this
devil's
level.
butt when it walks upwards. Has a big red butt. Look at that. So tasty. How do I? Oh, can I run?
I think there might be a button that makes you go slightly faster. Remember, you walk faster when you're on a road,
Oh, that's right.
and Earl is just slower in general.
I never did beat the original.
It's not difficult. I mean, this is very much more of the same if you like the original. But you know, it's got enough new, fresh stuff to, you know, mix it up. But
Yeah.
it's very much for fans of the original.
Yeah. And that's all it needed to be.
Oh, the carrot wizard, you have to talk to him to actually like redeem your level up. Like you have to like choose some like skills or something from him. I forget how it works, but you can't level up. You don't actually level up until you talk to him.
I see. Let's see what happens there. Alright, 2 presents for $2. Nope. How do I get experience though? Just finding stuff? Like bowling ball?
Yeah, just in general, just at least I'm pretty sure
that's
that's
in a carrot suit to identify your presence.
that's my memory anyway. You have to. Oh wait, what does it say? Pay the wise man to identify your
Yeah,
presence.
yeah,
Maybe it's not him. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I was pretty sure. I thought you had to talk to someone to level up in this one. Maybe I'm remembering wrong.
You're probably right, because this is just making me realize that I don't remember very much about the original at all, and it's actually like pretty complex. Now that I'm seeing this, it makes me think it was probably pretty complex for its time.
Yeah, it absolutely was. But like, I feel like once you kind of get a handle on, it's not like it's super tough or anything. I mean, it's super tough to understand. It gets pretty crazy though. So.
Yeah.
it's fun times.
Like the animation is weird. It's like I don't know if I would consider it good or bad. I can't say for sure either way.
Earthlings won't be able to see you.
It's definitely budget, but
yeah, but like I think that it might be like intentionally budget.
yeah, it works for the vibe. I
It's not
think.
so much like walking. It's like the animation on the feet, like just like when you're walking straight up or down. It's like
I mean, but I feel it all fits the vibe of the game, though. You know.
yeah.
Nice job. Now it's time to find the elevator to the next level.
All right. Get the present. You just like walk straight through the house. Look at that. You don't even bump into it. You just walk through it.
Can you shake it?
Hey,
Yep.
cut it out!
That person inside said, "Hey,
Well, I
cut it
mean-
out."
But I mean, pretty much your main goal is to collect the ship parts and just go to the next level. I mean, it gets once you get to higher levels, it gets really difficult. So
Look at his lips. You're sneaking.
it's it's I mean, it's definitely all about like deciding, you know, whether it's worth like risking your life on a difficult floor and continuing to explore it, or if you just want to get out of there as quickly as possible.
Right. Ouch, it's hot. Brady is saying it reminds them of 90s Nickelodeon, and I could see that.
I mean, this would honestly be a pretty fun thing for us to co-op sometime.
いらっしゃいいらっしゃい。ありがとうございました。
I mean, we got I don't believe these are reals, or
Right, they're
maybe
not.
they are. It's,
I have
it's
no idea.
It's Brazil 20 somethings from Brazil Smith.
Thank you.
Thank you. What is
Sign my
that,
game.
that symbol? Can I copy it and find out what it is? I'm quite
Sorry.
curious. Oh, it's an Indian rupee.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. That's cool. I always like seeing the different currencies and learning what they are. I'm curious.
All right, I'm gonna grab something else.
All right. What's it gonna be? So exciting to see. Yeah, I was looking at my Switch shelf thinking about like what could I play on a you know, games I've never booted stream, and there's there's definitely enough that I could do a games I've never booted stream for Switch, but I've definitely booted up quite a few games that like I still have not like committed to play through, but I've booted up a lot just to see what they're like. .5 solid over component issues were all due to IDT10T error? Huh? What even does that mean? At least you got it figured out. At least yours 20L5 is in a state to use, so I still need to get mine to Steve sometime. Oh. is this a common IT speak thing? Idiot error. I literally did not figure that out. Oh, I didn't see what it was on the dashboard. I missed it. What's it going
You
to
played
be?
this.
I've booted it. Yeah, I could not play this on games we've never booted stream, but I didn't play far into it, but it seemed really cool. I thought about streaming it one time. It seems really good. I've been looking forward to playing it.
Carlos Shine says this one's fun.
It does seem fun.
I'm gonna skip the story. Sorry. Hey, look at this game.
Hey, hey. Look at it indeed. I am looking at it presently. You know, not that many games really emulate that, like, you know, looking down at the four walls perspective that Zelda has.
Yeah.
It's so cool how Link Between Worlds, you know, kind of has that does its perspective with, you know, as far as I understand, the models are like, you know, exaggerated, but, you know, with the perspective you have, it looks true to, you know, kind of how it looked on Super Nintendo and such.
Yeah. Oh, I see why it has that option for reduced camera movement now. It, like, kind of eases into a stop now.
I see. As I recall from my brief testing of the game, it does not seem to be a grid-bound sprite game. You know, it sort of seems to play fast and loose with that, but I recall it looking good. What is this? This is Blossom Tales. Well, it's got a subtitle, but I think it's the only Blossom Tales game as far as I know.
The Sleeping King.
The Sleeping King, yeah. I've been looking forward to playing it. It definitely feels like something I would like.
I'm not sure if I like the easing of the camera. I might
turn it off.
Yeah, so I can change it to reduced.
Let's see what that changes.
Yeah, it's a little. It still does it, but it's not. It doesn't feel as floaty.
Huh. Interesting.
Let's go to the castle.
Chris V says every time you load the game, you get a recap of the whole story framing device from the story framing device thing. It's kind of neat.
I do appreciate stuff like that. I love like when you're playing, like Dragon Quest does that. Like Dragon Quest 11 did that.
Oh yeah, and usually it's not like it's just enough to kind of be like, oh yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah. I just want to get a sword. Here we go.
Yeah, Coury finished playing Cotton, but he played a bunch of it though.
Yeah, for about 2 hours.
If you check the archive tomorrow, you'll see plenty of Cotton.
Enough cotton for you to make a sweater out of.
Oh.
Oh, the dialogue history menu, nice. I'm just want to see what the combat feels like.
If we played Titan Souls, looks like a Link to the Past boss rush style game. So like Contra Hardcore, but Zelda. That sounds like a unique concept. I'm not aware of it.
The actual swinging of sword, like it feels. You can attack faster than you'd expect. It's almost like she like spins around with a sword.
That's cool. Like, is it almost like a combo?
No. I'm not sure if I like how it feels. It feels as if there's like no force behind the swing at all. Does that make sense? Yes, it feels.
I don't know. Like I said, I booted this up and played around a little bit, but I don't remember much. But I remember thinking, I want to play this soon, which I never did. But you know, eventually I will.
Mushrooms, gross. Like
Last Town and Dragon Quest VIII. I wish I could play Dragon Quest VIII again for the first time. That's gotta like an HD or 4K version of Dragon Quest VIII has to be coming like soonish, right?
You'd expect that, but who knows?
I wish they would do a console version of that 3DS Dragon Quest VII version. Because it sounds like that's the version of Dragon Quest VII that's actually worth playing. I beat it on PS1, but man, it's quite low on my Dragon Quest rankings. I hear the 3DS remake does this improves a lot.
I still gotta play that. 7 and 3 and 7 are the only ones that I haven't played.
I can't believe you haven't played 3. 3 is so good.
I should play this, even though it doesn't look amazing. Maybe I would play the Switch version.
Well, you should wait for the remake.
Yeah, at this point, might as well. But maybe it would make me appreciate the remake more.
The Switch version looks awful. Awful. It looks better than Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on Switch.
I could probably play the Game Boy Color version.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like this is cool, but I wanted to see what the actual combat was like, but I don't want to.
You don't know where
tool around until that happens. That was Blossom Tales. I did not play for very long.
Gaming Boy says the problem with a game like this is it says pixel limitations on the artwork, but doesn't apply that limitation universally. It isn't consistent and feels sloppy to me. I can understand that for sure. I mean, I generally prefer games to actually target a look that feels quite close to a actual piece of hardware that existed. You know, maybe you're targeting Super Nintendo style or Genesis style or whatever, and you can embellish on that a bit. You know, have widescreen and more enemies on screen and more effects than would be possible. But I do generally prefer adhering to a pixel grid, not having like, you know, the glow effect around like torches and stuff that is just like a smooth gradient. I mean, it can look cool. It can look actually very cool. that can be done very well and look really cool. But I feel like on the whole, it's often not done in a way that I prefer. And so I would prefer you to just be, adhering to a strict pixel grid and stuff like that. That said, I've certainly played plenty of games that, do the, kind of mixed pixel HD look well. So you mean like what Agalos does? I've not played Agalos. Coury did. It's got horrible, at least on Switch, horrible non-integer scaling shimmer. But I assume it does stick to a pixel grid. I think Blazing Chrome sticks to a pixel grid and has interpolation. Font and Golf Story is the one that always drove me insane. Can't even play the game because it's super high res font. I started up that game one time thinking I was going to play through it, and it just was not striking me right at the time. I don't know. Maybe the font had something to do with it. I do get annoyed sometimes with high res fonts and stuff, but I don't mind some high res character art or something like that. You got to do it right. It can be done right. Having some HD elements in a pixel art game. But generally, I do prefer it to try to stick close to an art style. There's a developer. Oh, I beat this.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't remember it being spectacular or anything, but I liked it.
Golf Story is one of the best perfect streamable game. I have Golf Story. I should play it.
Celeste is probably a better implementation of a mixture. Yeah, that game had a really good art style. Really good, actually. The character art was
I've
great.
never booted that.
Oh, it's really cool. I think it's pretty great.
Oh, this game's 4-3?
I forgot that, but I guess so. This is sort of a whole little series that's made by just one developer.
Really?
Oh, Artemio gives Golf Story his seal of approval. That makes me want to give it another try. I only played it for a few minutes. It was just I don't think I had I don't think I had the right mindset for it when I tried it. The vibe was just not quite what I was looking for at the time, but I'll go back to it when I am feeling that vibe.
Golf Story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to play it too. I'm gonna skip the story. Ooh, I like how this feels. And you start with a double jump. Ooh,
Striking you?
Yeah.
It was not long.
Oh, I like see, and the attacks in this, they feel like they have a lot of impact to it.
Your weapon is like a leaf, isn't it, if I recall?
You want to know what is a real pet peeve of mine, and I don't know why it keeps on happening. And I know that you can assign other buttons, but what's the deal with games only using R1 and L1 and not using the triggers and not even having them assignable? I know that you can use the the dashboard to like change the assignment of buttons. But if you're gonna like not use the other like the triggers for anything, just like make it so they double as whatever is on R1 and L1. See, like
I mean, I feel like it's not really that huge of a pet peeve of mine because, for one, if you play with the Super Nintendo controller, then actually having it on R and L is better than having it on ZR and ZL.
But I mean, but put it on both if you're gonna not do anything with it.
Sure, I agree completely with that. But like on the Switch, I feel like personally, like R1 and L1 are just as comfortable to press as ZR and ZL to me.
Yeah.
You know, but I would not agree with that necessarily on like PlayStation and Xbox. Like I feel like their triggers are probably more comfortable. Just like on the PS3, the R1 and L1 is so much nicer than the R2 and L2.
Yeah. You know, even though the character is a lot bigger, there's something about this that feels almost Cave Story-esque.
Yeah, I guess kind of the color palette a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. And maybe just like the sound of the music and stuff.
I remember those imps being,
just like that.
Those imps are mean.
Yeah.
You gotta be really careful with those imps.
But they're not impossible. Yeah, the animation is real nice. I like it.
Jack Beck says, "I think this is the third game of the series. The first two are quite Cave Story-like. I thought it was the fourth, but I could be wrong."
And the other ones, I take it, are just have not been released on console, maybe.
I think that's right. I think it might be a Spanish developer. I forget.
The double jump feels insubstantial, though, I have to say. Jeez.
Oh, Josh Daniels pledged $1 via Patreon. Yeah, I remember where you. I don't think you are supposed to really go there yet.
Yeah. But even like the UI at the top looks like Cave Story.
I'm sure there's inspiration there. You know, it's a game that both of us did boot up and tried to play that we both agreed we were just really bored by was Fox and Forests.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it was about the feel of that game, but I was just like, it looked so cool, but I was just feeling so bored playing it, and I just was not feeling like continuing at that time.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll give it another try at some point.
Dad 1153 is asking if I have a horizontal shooter on my list, and I could do that. I guess, you know, this game I want to play it more, but in the interest of time, I'll do one more for tonight, and I'll pick a vertical shooter. A shooter.
I'm not surprised that you have such a thing yet to play. But Momodora, like I wouldn't be surprised if that took me like 5 hours or less. I mean, it was not a long game. I played it in handheld mode. Gaming Blows, if you want to see a game that, or a few games that really impressed me with their pixel art, go on to the Switch eShop and download the demos for. There's a team of it's like a team of two brothers. I think they might be from Spain or somewhere in Europe, I think. And it's called I think it's DYA Games, and I have not bought any of their games, but I kind of want to. They've got a few now. There's one called Viviette, and it does a lot of like kind of the lighting effects and mixture and stuff that you aren't so fond of. But if I recall,
It's not vertical, but it's okay.
Two of their other games that they have demos for on the eShop is one is called Bot Vice and the other is called Strikey Sisters. And they, I don't remember if they might have some like not so accurate effects, but like the artwork is the most like bang on Super Nintendo facsimile I've ever seen. Like the aspect ratio is like exactly right. It's got interpolation in the menu that you can turn on and off. And I have not bought any of their games since I don't buy digital games that often, but I kind of do want to buy those games because they're simple, but they seem pretty fun, and the art is it's some of the most authentic feeling artwork that I've seen. It does break the limitations of Super Nintendo, of course, because it's widescreen and there's a lot of stuff going on, but the art itself is pretty darn authentic in my opinion. It looks like a 1995 Super Nintendo game or something like that. It looks like if someone like really pushed the Super Nintendo, or maybe like a 256 pixel wide PlayStation game or Saturn game, maybe. Well, no, Saturn can't do 256, so it's very much of that ilk.
Someone was asking if or Mega X was asking if either of us had played Gree or Grizz, however you say it. I believe it's Gree, but it's probably not. I don't know.
You recently played that, didn't you?
Yeah, I played through it maybe like 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I loved it.
I never got that. I mean, I definitely had my eye on it, but just ultimately didn't get it. It just
is really good.
I kept going back and forth, like, does this look like something I'd really care about? I never ended up pulling the trigger on it. I definitely had my eye on it, but I couldn't decide. I didn't even see what this is. What is this?
This is Rolling Gunner.
Is it so? It's like is it a new retro style shooter?
Yeah.
Where'd you get it from?
I think it's just like a normal. I got from PlayAsia. It's not like one of their limited releases either.
Like one of their self-published games?
Right. Is not one of those.
That is a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. I don't know if it's unlimited convenience or not. It's cool though. It has almost like a PS1 style to it, like the pre-rendered ships and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a cool, like, it's cool, but also janky looking at the same time.
Yeah, but games were cool yet janky looking in 1998 as well.
Yeah.
Hey, Sandy, you come see me? You been napping?
Oh, see, like this makes me think of a Kai Katana. Like this feels like cave-esque right here, where it's side-scrolling, but you almost get like a top-down view of everything. Like it's an isometric view of the ground. Like a Kai Katana like did the same thing. Which I thought I saw something where that game is like super expensive now.
I guess
Which
that's
does not surprise me, but I think I got it for like $12 or something like that.
For what system?
For the Xbox 360.
That's what I thought. I mean, that's one of those Japan-only 360 games, right?
No, it was released in the US.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I don't have Witchblade. Or I have the Sikyo collections. I have the first one that came out, the Japanese version of that. But I never bought the US ones. I should have. Like that's one of the things that like is annoying to me.
You should try downscaling this.
Oh yeah, it probably would look good. A lot of those NAS collections, like they only release with like a special edition. That's kind of annoying to me. Like I really wanted to get. I guess it would have only been $60, but like the Switch got the Prinny Can I Really Be the Hero collection, but it was only available in a special edition, like a big box, I guess.
Super Kukuji was saying, have either of you played the Otomedia series, which I think you have, haven't you?
What is it?
I don't know how you say Otomedius.
Oh, Otomedius.
Yeah, like Otomedius Excellent or something like that.
Yeah, I have the US 360 one, but that game has like so much DLC that it's like something like half the game is DLC or something.
There was $2 from Resident Gaming saying, Sandy!
Sandy, and I like.
Why'd you not look at me when I shouted your name?
This is Sandy.
Sandy. You're being a lazy butt. You're being a lazy butt.
This is real bullet hell right here.
I mean,
I don't know how I'm not dying.
Honestly, this looks less crazy than some of the stuff I've seen this already. How are you not dying?
I don't know.
Are you sure you're not on like invincible mode?
No, it's that green dot. That green dot is my hitbox.
Oh, okay. That's such like a silly trope that has come to exist, honestly. That your hitbox is this tiny thing.
Yeah.
In these kinds of games.
But yeah, so and I was looking at the NAS's did that Prinny Presents collection. It has is it Phantom Brave or something like that?
one of their games,
Oh,
Phantom Brave, and this other game. And it's like another, like it's like it's that one's not I guess in a big box, like a huge box, but they only have like the special edition of it.
Oh, I mean, I don't think you would like Phantom Brave very much from what I know of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, there's another
it's
one.
very
in
much
there,
like a
another game
Disgaea
that's
style RPG, strategy RPG, which I don't think I would.
But I did want the, I wanted to get the, can I really be the hero collection? But it was like a huge box, and then that was it. And now you can't find it. And I like those games. I like the first one at least. I finished the first one on the PSP.
Artemia says tiny hitboxes make it possible to have a lot more expression and bullet. They start around 1992.
Oh. Yeah, it's such an interesting thing.
It's obvious. I mean, the obvious reason is to have a lot more bullets on screen. But like when I look at games like this, like it's definitely a bit of eye candy, but like I just like immediately have no desire to personally play this when I just see the screen filled with bullets.
It makes it almost like a puzzle game. You gotta find the right path through everything.
I guess I could see that.
But the thing I like about it, and like I'm not sure if this happens with other people, but sometimes you just like when you're dodging stuff, it just like becomes like instinct. Your hands are doing like dodging of certain things before your brain can even register what's happening.
I mean, I know the vibe you're talking about from other games, but this just looks on a insane level to me. I don't know. Artemio says bullet hell games are really relaxing. You should start with Mushihime or Toho and Easy.
Yeah, Mushihime is probably my favorite.
I mean, I still need to play, some more just basic shooters, before I really ramp up to this style. Like it's like even just regular like pre-bullet hell shooters.
Yeah.
Like sort of intimidate me. So, and I don't know what it is. Like, I love Contra. I love running gun games. And I don't know what feels to me like they should be very much related genres,
Yeah.
But to me, there's just something different. Like I am all about Contra, being a big challenge and everything. But then like just put me in a tiny ship, and for some reason I feel more afraid of the game. Artemio says they might be easier than classic Teleplan.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess in the sense that there is probably even more memorization based. Like if you memorize what to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would suspect there are less variables in these kinds of games. Like, because you moved over here, this ship followed you this way and shot this way.
Yeah, see, like right here, like I feel like this is like a little bit easier because I just look at that green dot and you just try to, get that green dot through the passage, I guess.
I find that when I play games that have
like this. Oh, I was doing so good there for a bit.
I find that when I'm playing a game where there's something like really crazy to dodge, like for example the turbo tunnel in Battletoads, right?
Mm-hmm.
I find that I am not looking at my character. I'm looking at the obstacle and like feeling my way through the obstacle. Like you were saying here, you are looking at the dot, and that's like the opposite of what I tend to do.
Right. Well, I think that's the thing, though. I think that
I
you're
tend to
supposed
not
like,
look at. I tend to not look at me and look at the obstacle.
Try's audio sounds fine. Like I'm listening to it. Oh, well, it's got to be my fault then, like, because it sounds fine to me. So it's got to be my bandwidth.
Like, I mean, like, does it sound like internet compression we talking about?
Yeah, it's got to be on my end because it sounds really good. It's not. You sound fine to me, so maybe it's got to be.
Because people are compressing underwatery suddenly.
Oh.
Well, nothing I can do about that. That's the internet for you.
The internet. I used to tell you about how, like, when I had to help my grandma with her internet, and she couldn't, like, the town that we lived in, grew up in, my grandma like lived in, was Jamestown, New York, and when we were like, you know, she was like first getting online and everything like that, and she was, you know, going to different websites. She couldn't, for some reason, I don't know why, but she could not figure out how to get off of the first website that she was on, which was for the Jamestown newspaper. And she was like saying, like, she's on the internet, she's like, I need help with with figuring this out. I can't get out of Jamestown.
Yeah, you told that story before.
Yeah.
Like the internet is Microsoft Flight Simulator. You have to fly out of Jamestown to get to the next city.
Exactly. I'm not using my fancy new mic when I'm playing. When I'm the one playing, I won't use it because I don't want to have it like blocking my face.
Well, a broken Halo is also from Jamestown.
Oh, really? Yeah. I grew up there. Jamestown, no, that is a great bullet hell. It is.
You streamed a little bit of that one time, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't that on the PS3
I beat it on the PC.
stream? Did you play it on the PS3 stream?
No, it's on PS4. I have it.
Oh. You seem to have gotten pretty hooked on this one.
Well, I'm just playing it. It's like I'm mindlessly playing it because it gives you unlimited continue. You know, no matter how long it is. I can beat it and then put it on my backlog. I'll take it off my backlog, I guess.
Yeah, it's definitely not just you wrestling with the gaming. I mean, this kind of game wreaks havoc on stream compression for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably don't need to beat the game though. I guess it's 11:30. We've been going for a while. It was a good time. It was a good time. Is anybody in the chat feel as though they're gonna go after or try to get a copy of Cotton Reboot after?
I mean, I ordered it while you were playing it.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah. Moved to Rochester. I went to University of Buffalo, to UVA for college. There's another, the Cotton 2 and Boomerang compilation is out. I think at the end of the month. At least in Japan. I don't know if that's been announced for a US release though. But I wonder if it'll be in English. Yeah, there's a PS4 version. Yeah.
As far as we know, there's no real difference.
Yeah.
To me, it looks like a perfect game to play with the Super Nintendo controller.
Yeah.
Or just a good game to have for portability. It feels like it would be fun to play handheld.
So I hope I should be able to release this Super HD System 3 video this week, provided I don't get inundated with some other work. But I'm gonna be moving along. I mean, it's not gonna be super flashy or anything like that, but it is what it is.
Oh yeah, the Kunio Kun collection on Lunar Run-Ins. I ordered that. Was it? I ordered it like late at night, like 2 days ago, because that's kind of what I do lately. Is when limited run has like something I want that's almost about to end, then I'm looking. Okay, what else is out that I want?
Mm-hmm.
And I regret to say that there were a number of things I wanted to order all at once. And some of those orders are not cheap.
Yeah. Alright. I like these in between level cutscenes.
They're pretty neat.
Well.
Ooh. You should. Oh, did you quit the game?
I stopped. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I don't know if like you can continue from there. I was gonna say you should just like put your Switch to sleep and finish it tomorrow.
I should have, but it was too late. Oh well. Maybe I'll finish it tomorrow anyways.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. Gaming Blow's wondering what the most expensive title in either of your libraries, like actual real price, I can sell right now.
I feel like we talked about this recently.
Yeah, for me it's like either Snatch
like
or
I definitely
have.
Yeah, I definitely have things that have shot up over the past year or so, and I can't remember. I feel like I had something for PS1 or PS2 that shot up quite a lot recently. Oh, I mean, we were talking about Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Isn't that like $400 or something?
Yeah.
The most I've spent is on Shantae for Game Boy Color. I bought that after I did my first freelance project with Way Forward. I was like, like I could do something responsible with this money, like put it in the bank, or I could do a really fitting thing for doing a freelance project for Way Forward and actually buy Shantae.
Yeah.
So that's the most money I've spent by far. Card only though, so it wasn't like it was actually less than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
but I think that like Popful Mail is probably the most the game that I have that I got at release that is probably worth the most now. If I had my original Snatcher, it would have been that, but I sold that and then ended up having to rebuy it for $300, and that was the most I ever spent on a game. And that's it. Anyways, thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight. Everyone who donated, thank you. And I hope everyone has a great week.
Yeah. And we'll definitely see you next Sunday. I already decided I'm playing Cruisin' Blast, which comes out Tuesday. I have to do it. I can't not buy that game and I can't not stream it. I have no idea what to expect in terms of quality, but like the beautiful thing about Cruisin' is like if it's good, great. If it's bad, great. Like Cruisin' don't need to be good, you know?
Yeah, that's the appeal is that it's not great, right? Isn't that the appeal? Maybe
I mean,
a part of it.
I mean, it's stupid.
Yeah,
it's stupid. I don't know if it's so much a question of goodness or badness. It's stupid. Stupid. And so I'm gonna play that. I figure that might not be what we want to play for an entire stream. So I also grabbed WarioWare when it came out on Friday, and I haven't even opened it. So I'll save it to
boot it for the first time.
I figure we'll start with Cruisin' when we feel like we've had our fill or at a good stopping place, and we'll check out WarioWare.
Heck yeah. Sounds good. All right, everybody. Have a great night and a great week. I'll see you soon.
Yep. See ya.